Welcome to the Put on Waivers Media Group, home of the Put on Raiders podcast and the Student Body Right podcast. This is your place for the best breakdowns and the best insight for those who fight on and bleed silver and black. Now, here are your hosts, Dwayne Douglas and Ryan Holmes.
And welcome, everybody, to a glorious episode of the Put on Raiders podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, and as always, I am podcasting on the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean, beautiful day out here in Southern California, POR. SBR is my Twitter handle, so check me out there. And also Put on Waivers _podcast, Put on Waivers _podcast on Instagram. So, Raiders, top five, the things going on right now with the Raiders here as we get ready for going from the Chargers to the Commanders. All right, one, Jordan Meredith at center. That's going to be an issue for them all year. They have chosen to go with a center who has never played center before. I mean, that's all we're talking about here. Is like he has not played center before. Okay, first game got blew up a couple of times against the Chargers. So this is their choice. They're not going to go back on it. You're not going to see JPJ at center unless you see an injury. They see an injury to Jordan Meredith. So this is what they got. So you got to live with the ups and downs of what Jordan Meredith was. I think, especially in that game against the Chargers, again, we're back to the really bad snapping and exchange issues. There were times where Gino's waiting for the snap or not having to be relaxed with the snap because the snap was going to be all over the place. In some way, for the Raiders, that's acceptable. I knew there were going to be some growing pains with the Raiders in this situation because he's never done it before, and now he has big time guys on good defenses coming after him. We'll have to see what happens as far as that goes. Keep an eye on what the Raiders do or how the Raiders do with their new center, Jordan Meredith. Ashton Jeanty said it. He said it and he meant it. He wants the ball. He wants to rock, and he doesn't care. The young man doesn't care about calling out the head coach, calling out the offensive coordinator. He wants the football. Ashton Jeanty talked about this during the press conference today.
Pete Ashton a little bit more. Do you like that? You're ready to take on a heavy load and going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you draft a guy like me to not give me carries and touches, and I'm ready for the responsibility, and like I said, it's gonna start with me and in the run game, and I got to continue to get better.
All right, cool. That's Ashton Jeanty. Today he's talking about how much he wants the football. So give him the football, Raiders, and see what he can do. I'm looking for him against the Commanders to have 20 to 25 touches in that game. We'll see what happens as far as that goes. We have Geno Smith and his accuracy. So all offseason, I was told that he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in football. He was this guy who was a savant back there. He was top 5 in accuracy, top 5 in this, top 5 in that. And then he plays the Chargers and throws 3 interceptions and leaves a lot of points on the board. Did not play well in that game. Really was kind of an embarrassment. Just an embarrassing game because there were moments in that game where if the Raiders just scored a touchdown, made a big play, they'd have been right in that game. And are the Chargers a better team than the Raiders right now currently? I would say absolutely yes. But make this game close. You get a turnover, anything can happen in the National Football League. And Geno didn't even give the Raiders that opportunity because he was just turning the ball over left and right. So where's that accurate Geno that Mia Kimes and everybody else tried to sell me in the offseason? Will Jaden play? Jaden Daniels is hurt. He is not right now practicing. So we have to see if he's ready to play. If he doesn't play, then you got Marcus Mariota. We'll see what happens there as far as that goes. Mariota is obviously backup, former Raider, had that really good game against the Chargers years ago when Derek didn't play. So we'll see if Mariota has any magic left in there to give the Raiders a problem. I don't know how if Mariota starts. I don't know how you don't favor the Raiders, but of course the Commanders are gonna play this best close to the best as far as getting to game time, and we'll see what the situation is with Jaden Daniels and his availability for Sunday. Tom Brady gate. Tom Brady is the minority owner of the Raiders. He's also a Fox broadcaster, and for some people that's becoming an issue. You can see some teams not wanting to talk to him at all when they have the coaches meetings during the production week. We'll see if that's an issue. But I don't know if it's an issue or not. We'll have to wait and see. Um, you know, there is that whole thing with Tom Brady and Chip Kelly and him talking to him during the week and being involved in film sessions and talking about play design or whatever going on as far as game planning for the week. Is that happening? Is that not happening? The Raiders kind of shut it down, but Chip Kelly, Peter Schrager said that's what Chip Kelly said. So we'll have to see what happens there as well. All right, Raiders top five. We'll be back with a preview of the Commanders game, a look at all 22 on our show tomorrow with Ryan Holmes. All right, peace.